We're doing the live the other day about alcohol and talking about sweating and detoxing, and the lymphatic system is a huge part of that. So I want to show you guys this morning a key part of us detoxing, right? We all know we need to detox. Every single one of us have so many toxins and things stored in our body that we need to be able to clean out, clear out, right? Detoxing is huge. And your body's, the lymphatic system is your body's natural drainage system. It's your defense network, okay? And so let's talk about, real quick before we get started, this live, I'm going to try to keep it under 30 minutes. We need to keep these lives under 30 minutes. I tried to download yesterday's live, which I thought was pretty good, and I couldn't even download it from Facebook or Instagram because it was longer than 40 minutes. So then I can't even use it to create short clips or put it on YouTube. So I'm going live every day. And then I'm not even able to use this, video to use for other content, which is a bummer because this is a lot of work. This is not easy. So anyway, we're going to try to keep this around 30 minutes. So the lymphatic system runs along all your blood vessels. You have tons of blood vessels throughout your body, right? But instead of blood, it carries lymph, which is fluid that has immune cells. So lymph fluid, it's like a fluid that has immune cells. Think of it like the body's garbage and recycling system, okay? It collects waste and toxins and pathogens and moves them out of the body. That's what the lymphatic system does. And unlike the heart, so the heart is a pump for the blood, right? This system, the lymphatic system, has no pump. It depends on movement, breath, and flow, okay? So the lymphatic system, the lymph fluid has to flow, it has to move, and it's dependent upon our breath. This is why breath work is so important, you guys. This is why deep breathing. I need to do some breath work myself, and why I know is because just right now when I try to take a deep breath, it felt like it was shallow. I couldn't breathe in deeply, okay? So I should be able to and then I have to stop. I should be able to breathe in deeper for longer. That means I've been operating in short, shallow breaths, right? So I need to get back to doing breath work because then it'll expand my lungs. So then I will be able to take deeper breaths in. And especially knowing that our breath is huge when connected to our lymphatic system and removing toxins and crap waste out of our body. It's so important. And breath is something that's free, you guys. You can take deep breaths anywhere at any time. You don't have to schedule this throughout your day. You can do this when you're driving, when you're working, when you're sitting in front of your computer. At any time, you can do breath work. You can take deep breaths. Excuse me. So I know that when I went on a retreat and we did one session of heavy breath work where it was so intense, you felt like you almost were going to pass out, to the point you release some DMT. So breath work can release DMT. DMT is released in your pineal gland, which is deep embedded, in the middle part of your brain. It's like the shape of a pine cone. And so anyway, I remember that session of breath work, on I think a Thursday or Friday. I was at the gym on a Monday or Tuesday, okay? And I was on the stair stepper, and normally I wear out pretty easy on the stair stepper at times. And I literally just kept going, and I felt no wind in my chest, no tightness, I could just keep going. And I'm like, this is weird. I've never felt this. And then I realized and researched it was because of the breath work I done. So I expanded my lungs, flooded my body with oxygen in a massive capacity. Okay. So then all of a sudden my cardio, my lungs were more capable than what they were before. This is huge, you guys. That's a big deal. When Ray did his VO2 max, when he was doing breath work every morning, so he would get up, he would go downstairs, he would get in front of the red light therapy. First, he'd get on the PEMF mat, which is like a grounding mat, just kind of, really relaxes and gets oxygen flowing in the body. Then he would get in front of the red light. and he would do his breath work for 10-15 minutes in front of the red light therapy. And so when he was doing breath work, good morning, Shelly, thanks for tuning in. When he was doing breath work, his VO2 max when he took the test was like almost as if like an Olympic athlete. That was his results. It was like 68, 70, I don't know. It was really high to where we were all surprised. And I'm like, you're not even killing cardio. You're not even hardly doing cardio. So the key to it for him of having a really good score on VO2 max was his breath work, okay? And I'm talking about breath work because breath is a part of lymphatic system, and it's huge to get lymph fluid, toxins moving out of our body. So remember, unlike the heart, the lymph system has no pump. It depends on movement, breath, and flow to get things moving. A lot of people have stagnant lymph fluid. You can see it, they're puffy, they're swollen. So here's signs if you have a sluggish lymph system. Your lymphatic system is struggling. Here are signs so that you would know. Puffiness, swelling in the ankles, in the face, brain fog, fatigue, which that's a symptom of everything, right? Digestive issues, everything is brain fog and fatigue, which majority of people struggle with these days, unless if you live in an American lifestyle. Chronic sinus or ear issues. If you have ear pain, ear infections, sinus infections very often, stuffy nose, any kind of sinus and ear, a lot of drainage in your sinuses, any of that, okay? Or feeling heavy, just heavy and stagnant. That means your lymph system is really sluggish and you have some work to do. Here's our things that you can do to support your lymph system, the lymphatic system, which is so important, okay? Number one is sweating. We do not sweat enough. We don't like to sweat, right? How many of us are like, people wear deodorant to stop sweating from their underarms. Like, we don't like to sweat. It's uncomfortable. Well, here's the key, you guys. Sweating is everything for our health. It is everything to the fullest degree. Our whole skin, all of our skin is a breathing organism. It actually even has living bacteria on it, similar to our gut lining. The same bacteria in our gut is on our skin. And so this is our skin is a living, breathing organism, and everything that we put on our skin is absorbed in our bloodstream. Everything, all the lotions, the moisturizers, the makeup, everything that we put on our skin is absorbed in our bloodstream. So this is a detox pathway, our skin, it's huge. So sweating through sauna, exercise, and hot baths. We talked about this the other day. That releases waste out of the body. We need to sweat every day. And a lot of people, you can either sweat in the morning before you can before your day gets started, you can get a shower, or you can do it at night. I prefer doing it at night in a sauna because it helps relax me before bed and it helps with sleep. It's huge, but not everyone has access to a sauna at night. So here's what you could do. Take some Epsom salt in a hot bath and set in it for 20-30 minutes until you're sweating, and try to stay in there once you start sweating as long as possible, okay? That's an easy way for people to do it if you don't have access to a sauna. I don't know, like something stuck in my throat. So that's drainage. Something's going on. So my lymph system, it could be from my massage yesterday because that probably got things stirred up. Here are some other things. Movement. So walking, yoga, rebounding. Anyone know what rebounding is? Rebounding is the trampoline, okay? You can buy a mini trampoline on Amazon for $50. You can check Facebook Marketplace and probably get one for $10 that people are trying to get rid of. They don't have room for it. So it's very, very cost effective to be able to get a rebounder. It's not hard at all. So you can get a little mini trampoline. This is huge. That's one of the biggest things you can do to get the lymphatic system moving, to get the toxins and the waste starting to get it out of the body. So what happens is when you move, when you breathe, when you sweat, the lymph fluid starts to move, and what it does is it goes into the bloodstream, and then once it's in the bloodstream, it gets excreted through urine, pooping, I'm just going to call it waste, and sweating and breathing. Those are the only 4 ways, the 4 pathways that things get out of our body, right? So what happens is the toxic lymph fluid gets moving, it gets in our bloodstream, and then the kidneys and liver start filtering it, right? And then it comes out through waste, through urine, doing number 2, and through sweating and deep breathing. That's how we get stuff moving. So it's huge. It moves fluid. Movement is everything. Walking does this. Yoga, rebounding's the number 1 thing. It's easy. It's low impact. It doesn't hurt you. Anyone can do it. You get on a little, I should have brought that up here. I have one. We have one outside. Get on it and just jump 5-10 minutes. That's it. That's all you need in the mornings, and you really get the lymph fluid moving. It's so key. Walking does it. Another thing is you have to hydrate. You have to hydrate with pure clean water, and then preferably with electrolytes. There's many electrolytes powders out there. You want to make sure you get one that has really good quality, that uses like Celtic sea salt, a really high quality salt, not table salt, not crap salt. Excuse me. It needs to be really high quality salt. So make sure you're hydrating. Another, deep breathing. The diaphragm acts as a lymph pump. So unlike the heart that pumps the blood, the lymph system doesn't have a pump, but the diaphragm, the movements, the expanding of our diaphragm helps move lymph. So breathing, sweating, through movement, through sauna, all of these things are huge. The other thing that's really good to get lymph is dry brushing, okay? So this is a dry brush. You can get these on Amazon. You can get them, I think Whole Foods sell them. You can get them at stores, but Amazon's probably the cheapest, easiest way. You want a more natural bristles. And so what you do for dry brushing is, this is why I wore this today, is you always brush towards your heart. Everything, like you can brush your whole entire body. And so what you do is just short, quick strokes like this. And you want to brush towards your heart, okay? I get rough with this because I have dry skin at times and I want it just to go. So you want to brush towards your heart and really focus on right here. So the inside of your elbows, the inside of your knees, your groin area, your armpits, your neck, behind your ears, and up here in your chest, that's where you have a ton of clusters of lymph nodes, okay? So you want to make sure you really get those areas well. Because stimulating the skin, when you stimulate the skin, it stimulates the lymph system. So hit the areas that have lymph nodes more, so if you're dry brushing, sorry, I'm hitting the mic up here and on the chest, right? And go towards the heart, brush towards your heart. Dry brushing is huge. It's $10 for a brush, you guys. Do it every day before you get in the shower. Make a routine out of it because you will get some dead skin off. So you want to be able to rinse that dead skin off afterwards. So do it before you're getting in the shower. Or I do it as soon as I get in the shower and I dry brush and then put myself under the water. So that's a great way to do it. This is a cheap, easy, effective way, you guys. There's so many things we can do that cost practically nothing. There's no excuse when it comes to our health. The best thing too is massage and lymphatic massage. If you've ever had a lymphatic massage, you can also do it yourself. It's gentle, soft movements in the areas of the lymph where the lymph nodes cluster. So like on your neck and anything with lymphatic massage, the same thing. You want to do strokes that move towards the center of your body, towards your heart. That's how you do it. And you can just do it, like in your chest. I like to kind of press a little hard, So these are all things that you can do, just even during the day. You can do circular motion or towards your heart. So during the day, take a break. If you're sitting in the computer all day, you got 5 minutes. Okay, I have 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to do some deep breathing, kind of just massage areas, right? And then make sure you're deep breathing and make sure you're hydrating, drinking water, because what happens is when you massage those areas, get things moving, the toxins and everything have to get out of the body. And so hydration helps because then you will urinate, which is going to push those toxins out. And then if you can sweat, that's even better. You guys, here is just gives you a little idea. Everything has to flow, just like a river, right? If a river becomes stagnant and doesn't have movement, it dies. A body of water, right? Just like our body, everything in our body has to flow, has to move. If we're sitting and not moving our body, not sweating, not deep breathing for long periods of time, that affects our body in a negative way. All right. So that's a big deal. Just like God designs, how God designs rivers to flow for the purity of the land. He designed our lymph system to keep us flowing, clear, alive, right? When we get stagnant, disease builds. And when we flow, health builds. So stagnation, just like in a body of water, equals disease, decay, death, all right? When things flow, that's where health is. That's where vitality is. So you do not want your body, your lymph system to be stagnant. You don't. I mean, trust me, it's not good. So we could go on and on about this. There's so many things to talk about. But when you have a stagnant lymphatic system, that's when all kinds of different health issues and diseases and cancers come into play, because things have to move. It can't just sit still. So lymphatic drainage, taking care of your lymphatic system by moving, sweating, breathing, dry brushing, right? Hydration, a lot of hydration, doing things to get the poop out of your body. You want the fecal matter to move. You don't want it to stay stuck in your intestines. If you're constipated, if you struggle with that, remember, you guys, we should be having 3 bowel movements a day, and they should be fluffy and kind of like curl like a snake in the toilet. Yes, we could do a whole podcast on bowel movements, and we will. So if you have runny stools or really hard, or it floats, those are all signs that it's not functioning properly. We should have 3 bowel movements a day. I don't even do that. I have 1, but I'm someone who struggled with constipation where I'd go days without one. So you should have 3 bowel movements a day. Every time you eat, just like babies, they eat and then an hour, 2 hours later, they poop, right? That's how it should be with us. But our digestive tract, everything is sluggish, not working properly. We have a lot of stuck stuff inside our large intestines. And so this is really key. You need to get things moving and flowing. And so we could really go deeper into that, but for time's sake, I'm not, so let's talk a little bit more about when you start sweating, start moving your body, rebounding, dry brushing, doing these things, you will notice more energy, clearer skin, less swelling, and a stronger immune system. And here's how you can start. Just start moving your body, take a walk, jump on a trampoline. Remember, many trampolines, they're cheap, $50 on Amazon, probably $10 or even free on Amazon or Facebook Marketplace. Sweat, you gotta hydrate, and your body will so thank you for it. I did 2 nights in a row in the sauna, just 2 nights in a row in the sauna. My skin already feels a little better. It's a little less dry, because remember this, you guys, sweating is like a natural moisturizer for our skin. I know that when I'm consistent in the sauna, when I was consistent every day in the sauna, and I have dry skin, my skin's naturally dry. I didn't even need to use lotion, and my skin was not dry. Because what happens is that sweat, think about it, hundreds, thousands of years ago, they didn't have all this stuff, right? They were outside, they worked a lot, they were in the heat, they sweat, they were sweating, they were moving their body. Good morning, Kelly. So they didn't have all these issues that we had. They didn't need all this stuff. Just think about dentistry and the medical field and all this stuff. There was none of that stuff hundreds of years ago, and people, were fine. Yeah, they dealt with some stuff that we don't have to deal with now. But anyway, think about it like that. So it's a huge, huge benefit. Sweating does so much besides detoxing your body, getting the lymph fluid moving. It does so much for you. If you could just incorporate that one thing, how can I sweat today? Okay. Sauna, remember, exercise, heavy exercise. If you're not doing that to sweat, go for a run, get on the treadmill, whatever it is. you can get in the sauna. If you don't have access to a sauna, remember you can do Epsom salt baths. Just sit in the bathtub, a bag of Epsom salt, you can get one for $5 probably. You're going to need, the more you put in there, you know, usually it's like a 16 ounce or a 1 pound bag. Use half the bag. But if you really, really want to sweat quicker, use the whole bag and do that, you know, either in the morning or at night, especially at night. It'll help relax you. It'll help you sleep. But the only thing is, you got to be careful. If your water's not filtered, you're setting in a hot, chlorinated chemical bath. All right. So if you have a good water filtration, that's good. But you know what? Just sweat, whatever. Get the sweat out. It's really, really big deal. So, you know, again, I'm going to explain a little bit and, again, about how the lymphatic flow in your body works. So lymph fluid is in your lymph nodes, which are in your neck, in your chest, under your arms, behind your ears. Your intestines have a lot of lymph nodes inside of them. You have your groin area, behind your elbows, and behind your knees. Those are the main areas. And what happens is all that drains into your veins, through your bloodstream, and then it gets filtered out through your kidneys and your bowel movements and your lungs, okay? Breathing is huge. So, you know, urine, bowel movement, sweat, and breath. Those are the things that the way the toxins get out. And remember, your skin is an organ. It's a living, breathing system that has good and bad bacteria on it. Anything you put on your skin is absorbed into your body. And we need to sweat, you guys. We got to sweat. When you have stagnant lymph in your body, it is literally a breeding ground for disease, cancers, autoimmune disorders, skin issues, gut problems, liver, everything. It affects everything. Because you got to remember, this whole body is a system that works together. There's not one part that's separate from the other, right? Like our brain, they kind of have taught us, like in science, we thought our brain is separate from the rest of our body. And that works. It's just not. Everything flows together. Everything flows together. So it's very important that we get lymph fluid. So if you have a desk job, if you're sitting all day, take a 5-10 minute break every hour, get up, do some jumping jacks, jump up and down. That's like rebounding, right? Get your body moving, get blood flowing, and it will help with your energy. If you're feeling tired and sluggish, especially like after lunch, get up and move your body. It's huge. Take deep breaths in where your diaphragm and your stomach expands out, and then exhale all of it. Deep breathing is huge. I'm going to do breath work today and record a video if I have time. I need to do that. I need to make time for it. Breath work's huge, you guys. Remember, breath is life. It's a big, big deal. Breathing, moving your body, sweating, having good bowel movements, hydrating, plenty of water. All of these things are key. The dry brushing before you get in the shower. You know, this is $10, Amazon, natural bristles. Just move towards your heart like this. Just dry brush. Focus on areas like under my, this side right here of my elbow. There's a lot of lymph nodes, so focus more on that. And I'm telling you, here, if you can do this, this is the best. Dry brush, then get in the sauna. If you have access to the sauna at the gym, because most people don't have them at home, or before you get in an Epsom salt bath to sweat, okay? If you can dry brush before your workout, before your shower, before any kind of sweating, before the Epsom salt bath, before the sauna, that's huge because you're getting all the dead skin. You're helping to get all the dead skin and open up your skin so that the sweat can come out better. Good morning, Amanda. I did this video for you. So we're almost wrapped up here. So, you know, again, here, lymphatic system, the lymph fluid has to move. If it's stagnant, that's where disease, autoimmune, cancers, a lot of health problems start if our lymphatic system's not moving. The way to get the lymphatic system moving and get the toxins out of the body is through sweating, through breathing, through dry brushing, lymphatic massage. The key that I think is the easiest for people that everyone can do is breathing, right? Deep breaths. our breath, our diaphragm is like the pump for our lymphatic system. Deep breathing, we can do that anywhere, anytime. There's no excuse, right? Dry brushing, $10. Everybody can do that every day. And if you can dry brush before you sweat, that's incredible. Rebounding, get yourself a small mini trampoline. You can get them on Amazon for $50. You can get them off Facebook Marketplace for $10, $20. Super cheap. You know, get up in the morning, dry brush, then jump on the trampoline for 10 minutes, right? Then get in an Epsom salt bath or go work out and sweat or get in the sauna. That's one hell of a routine for your lymphatic system that your body, your skin, everything will thank you for that. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water so that the toxins that are getting stirred up and moving through the bloodstream can filter out through your kidneys and your liver. So you need to drink water, a lot of water to get things moving. So sweat, breathing, excuse me, deep breathing, movement, sweat, massage. These are all things that help the lymphatic fluid move. Not everyone can get a massage every day. You can massage areas, but the dry brushing, the rebounding, everyone can do that. Make time. Breathing, we can do that, and everyone can sweat. If you can't, you know, if you don't have access to a sauna, that's the easiest way, but go do some hard cardio. Go outside, run. Stand in place and do jumping jacks. Stand in place and do a lot, jump up and down. Do something to get your body sweating. And the longer you sweat, the more toxins and the more health and vitality that you're going to have to your body, which is a big, big deal. Okay, so I'm going to about wrap this up because we got to keep these lives under 40 minutes or I can't even download them and use it for YouTube or other content. And so this is a lot of work and time to not just be able to use it for other stuff. Also, I want to show you guys something. This is huge. I'm going to get deep into this, not yet, but maybe within a month or so, a couple weeks. I don't know if people have ever seen this. This is the healing web. So you have, this is right here. This is called Treat the Symptom, Big Pharma system, and this is Holistic Health, which is the Treat the Cause. So you got Treat the Symptom, and this is like every single kind of health issue is in the middle of this, okay? And then you have two pathways, holistic medicine, big pharma. You got two options for everything, all right? One treats the symptom, one treats the root cause. This is huge. Anyone has it? Amanda, have you ever seen this? Anyone seen this thing? I love this. This is amazing. It's so detailed. It is, good morning, Elisa. This healing web, you can order this on Amazon, Etsy. It's called the Healing Web. It's a very, very detailed. It hits everything. And so I really, really want to start, going over this and really teaching people all the different things that you can do to combat whatever it is you're struggling with. You don't have to go the conventional medicine route. You can go holistic healing route, and it works way better because guess what? It treats the root cause, not the symptom. I'm very passionate about this. Years ago, my biggest goal in life was to put the pharmaceutical industry out of business. We know that's not going to happen. Pharmaceuticals and war are the two biggest industries that make the most money for our country, and that's where it's at. So if you get rid of war, it's a massive money maker, and if you get rid of the pharmaceuticals, the amount of wealth that would be lost is crazy. But listen, we don't want people making money off of us being sick. Pharmaceuticals never go away because there is still a need. You have a major accident, you need painkillers, there's an emergency. We're not saying I don't want it to go away. It's just that majority of people rely on that, treating the symptom over the holistic medicine side. And that's because the doctors aren't taught this stuff, and we can't blame them. They got one day of nutrition. We have doctors in our family, friends that are doctors, talk to people. They are not taught this. I just saw where RDF is trying to make it that in medical school, they have to learn this stuff. They have to learn how to treat the root cause, how to help people through nutrition and diet and lifestyle, and not just pushing medicine on them. Because guess what? Once you start doing the medicine, it never fixes the root cause. It's a Band-Aid. And then guess what? Something else happens and you need another medicine because of the side effects of that first medicine. It's an ongoing thing. And before you know it, you're on 2, 3, 4, 5 drugs, especially anyone, they say I'm 50 years old, like practically 50, 70%, I don't know, I need to research, of people over 50 are on prescription meds. And, you know, the goal is to not need them. Holistic medicine, big pharma. And here's all the different ways, how it all works. This is amazing. I just got to figure out how to put this somewhere. If anyone has any ideas, and then it's so tiny and small. It's like you need a magnifying glass. And I don't know how to really teach on this unless I have like a camera in front of me and I'm like scanning over it. That's probably the only way. And I can do that and post it on YouTube. But okay, I'm going to pray for you guys to have an incredible day. Thank you for joining today. Thank you, God, that you are encouraging us. You are giving us energy and vitality that we need to sweat, to breathe deeply, to exercise, to drink tons of water, whatever it is that we are lacking, and that we need the willpower, the discipline, the mindset to start incorporating these things that are going to truly help our body, help us heal, help us have vitality, right? So thank you, God, that you are healing us. You are giving us direction. You are giving us tools and resources and bringing to our mind every day, how can I sweat today? How can I drink more water? How can I get my body moving? Oh, I need to do some deep breathing today. Remember, breath is life. Deep breathing is huge. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can do it anywhere. There's no excuse. Thank you, God, for supernatural protection. Thank you that you're protecting my husband and everyone that he's with in the mountains, that they're safe and protected on their climbing, hiking journeys. Thank you that you're protecting all of us from everything that could hurt us or harm us. Thank you for wisdom and favor and guidance and abundance. Thank you for financial abundance for everyone watching this. Thank you for financial abundance. Thank you that we are coming into divine connections, that everything's working out for our good. In Jesus' name, have a great day, you guys. I hope this blessed you. Remember, drink water, get your body moving, sweat. If you can sweat as much as possible. Take deep breaths, deep breathing. Have a good day.